The Sound of Silence. Such a classic song by Simon and Garfunkel, brought to life in a new way, reimagined by Disturbed in 2015. I remember when it came out because that was around the time that I did Bad Blood by Taylor Swift in the style of Disturbed. And they were just releasing a new album, which that cover song was on. Hearing it for the first time, I remember thinking this was gonna blow up because it was a different take. It wasn't just a cover song. And it was also a little bit different than Disturbed's normal style. Very musical, orchestral, cinematic, and it sure did. It blew up. People are always split down the middle when things like this happen, especially those who are a big fan of the original. There are people who love it, there are people who hate it. That's to be expected. Today, I want to go through this song. I want to talk about the vocals, the performance, and just my thoughts on why I feel this version has hit so hard in recent years. So if you haven't heard the reimagined version of Sound of Silence by Disturbed, I put the link directly below in the description so you can watch it uninterrupted, because this one, I'm going to stop and talk about things and interrupt. So, with that being said, let's go.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
All right, so off the bat right here. Before this came out, no one has ever heard David Draymond of Disturbed sound like this. I think that's another thing that hit. The reason it hit so well and so hard was because immediately you have the intimacy of the piano and the voice that's pretty upfront, low, and even like there's like a breathiness to it, but there's a depth because that's pretty low. Hello, hello. It's kind of like right here. You know. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. It's like a hum almost. You know what I mean?
Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains.
Intimacy, you know, it's like that's the most important part right there, is the intimacy, setting the tone, and what it's going to build into.
Within the sound of silence.
See within the sound of silence. It's almost like just kind of going into like this hum, you know?
In restless dreams I walked alone.
See, I like that. In restless dreams I walked alone. You hear that kind of guitar bling, kind of gives it like this Western feel.
Neath the halo of a street lamp.
So now you've got the violins coming in. Neath the halo of a street lamp. Neath the halo of a... That's something that David Draymond does a lot. He kind of like lifts his voice up. Kind of has like this little like bend in his... he'll bend the note to go up a little.
I turned my collar to the cold and damp when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence.
So the arrangement here, I think that's the what sells it. Every verse or a new part of the song, instead of relying on the original, which was just the amazing and beautiful harmonies that Simon and Garfunkel sang together. You know, their voice was in perfect. They had a perfect blend to their voice of just the melody and the harmony and the guitars. What carries this is the intimate vocal and the arrangement behind, like this cinematic build.
And in the naked light I saw.
Now there's more emphasis on the vocal. We're getting a little bit more projected. The arrangement's starting to build even more with more strings, and it's getting heavier.
10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening.
People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. Again, that we're not full, like, it's like we're not doing any distorted shit. This is a gradual build. The strings are building. It's almost like the voice and the strings, it's all the arrangement, it's all one thing, Before singing vocals like this, it's very important that you warm up. So I've created a vocal warm-ups course that if you want to go and learn how to warm up to sing basically anything you want, you can find that link directly below in the description or in the pinned comment below. Let's keep watching.
People writing songs and voices never share.
See, even that. People writing songs that voices never shared. He doesn't go full into, he's not doing people writing songs that voices. Not yet. We're saving that for later.
And no one dare disturb the sound of silence. Fool said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows.
And here's the other thing too about this. Whether you like Disturbed, whether you like their music, whether you like them as people, anytime you hear a song that is as beautifully written as The Sound of Silence, in this kind of style, cinematic, I don't know, I think it's like a natural response for the hairs to kind of stand up on your skin,
Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms and I might reach you.
Now we're getting grit.
But my words, like silent raindrops fell.
See, and my words, like silent raindrops fell.
And echoed in the wells of silence.
Here it comes.
And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made.
See, now the dramatic effect there is, so a couple of things. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. But you also have the harmony. To the neon god they made. I can't imagine how difficult a song like this must be to mix, because it just gets fuller and fuller as the song progresses. It's also kind of rare because I have not heard a reimagined version of a song in this style reach the level of popularity that this has. It's got 1.1 billion views. It was really like catching lightning in a bottle, because I feel like after this came out, it sparked a whole slew of different reimagined covers that were kind of in a similar vein, but just didn't hit as hard. I mean, I know there were some cover songs like, I think Falling in Reverse did a reimagined version of like Last Resort. I don't know if that's really, you would consider that the same thing. And I remember it was kind of like stripped down, had some piano and strings, but I don't think on this level.
Neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning. And the words that it was forming.
The video, I can take or leave, but we're not talking about that right now anyway. I don't think that's what was this song didn't blow up because of the video. You know, this obviously it's the arrangement that struck a chord with people.
In the signs and the words on the prophets are written on the subway walls, in tenement halls,
Nice.
and whispered in the sound of silence.
See, I like that ending because he cleans it up. If you notice, he goes,
Words on the prophets are written on the subway walls, in tenement halls, and whisper.
and tenement. That's the last grit we have. In tenement halls and whispered in the walls.
In the sound
No, and whispered in the sound of silence. Clean again. Cleans it up. There's no just jumps from grit to clean to, it's very, very gradual, and it's just free flowing, kind of like how the arrangement, it builds, comes back down. So, I think it's brilliantly produced. From what I understand, this was a vocal performance that it was recorded multiple times, multiple takes. I think from what I read, David Draymond, he did a bunch of performances of the song, ran through it, and it was hours and hours of vocal takes, and then the producer went through every little phrase and comped a vocal. And if you don't know what that is, a lot of people do this in recording. Basically, I'll show you right now, actually. So watch. Words of the prophets were written on the subway walls and tenement halls. So here's something. I'm going to do the same phrase right here. Words of the prophets were written on the subway walls and tenement halls. Say, for example, I'm going in here now, and I like this part, but I don't like this part. And so we're going to take this part, from this one. And I guess, I don't like how I said this part over here. So I'm going to take this out and just take this one right here. By the way, this is what people do. This is the kind of production that people do all the time. So now it ends up sounding like, words of the prophets were written on. Now, that's a little bit off. So we got to smooth that out. We got to actually move this. We got to make the timing a little kind of closer to this one. Now, there are people who are producers and engineers that do this way easier than what I'm doing. They do comping. I hate it. Comping makes my brain sizzle like a fried egg. I just, this is the way I like to do it. I like to do it manually because too much it just gets too confusing. Prophets were. So listen to this. Words of the prophets were written on the subway walls and tenement halls. Now, yeah, that's a little bit unnatural right there, but so you take this tenement hall. Oh yeah, whatever. You could just play around with that. And tenement hall. Yeah, you get it. This is just vocal editing 101. There are still some people who will get a vocal take and they'll do it straight through. But I think in modern production, I prefer, if I'm doing a song, like an actual finished song, an album version of a song, to focus on one line at a time, double that up, because that's what modern production is. Unless you're going for something that's more feel, and you do just a one vocal take through, live feel, that's cool. All depends on what you're trying to do. But I know, this is what the behind the scenes that I've seen for this, that's what they did. They took a lot of vocal takes. If you've ever seen Billie Eilish's comped vocals, and they've been very transparent about that, by the way, her brother showing all the different vocal takes that they comped together. And it makes sense because someone like Billie Eilish is singing with such a voice a lot of the time. To keep that up with really good like lung capacity and consistent delivery all the way through, you'll end up hyperventilating. You're singing with that much air. You'll pass out. Like, you'll get dizzy and pass out. But I kind of feel the same way about the intro to this right here. See, if I were doing a vocal like that, it would probably take me a lot of takes too, because I would want to make sure that I got the right. Hello, darkness, my own friend. I've come to talk. I'd have to get the right one every time. Like, I would probably, like, every syllable would be different. I don't know. Anyway, this is one of those rare occurrences where you have a song that was a classic many, many, many years ago that resurfaces as a reimagined classic and becomes a billion view, over billions of streamed thing. Well, that's all I have for you right now. And as I said, if you want to learn how to explore the capabilities within your voice and learn how to warm up to sing basically anything you want, I've created a warm-ups course, a free warm-ups course that you could find directly below in the description or in the pinned comment below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.